Hey guys, when looking at the last lab that we did, the prokaryotic versus eukaryotic lab, this was the one where you guys got the prepared slide and you worked on the prepared slide on your own microscope. And on the right side of the classroom, there was a bunch of living eukaryotic cells, protista, and on the left side of the classroom, there was some cultures of bacteria and the prokaryotic cells. One of the first things that you should have noticed when you were working on this is that you would have noticed that, let me get back here, you would have noticed that in the prokaryotic cells when you were first looking at it, you should have found like clumps of these tiny little circles that were all just kind of jam-packed together. And these clumps were very hard to distinguish between. And I know in the directions and in the rubric on how to make good drawings, I had said that you need to go ahead and label the cell membrane as well as the nucleus. This is nearly impossible to do with these small clumps of the pink or the purple colored prokaryotic cells. When you guys filled out this, your answer should have probably been at 400 times magnification. It was very difficult to see anything at all. When you went down and you looked at your demo slide samples of the live cells, I asked that you guys draw 6 different organisms or 6 different protists cells. Now, all of these cells that you drew were eukaryotic. An easy way to remember this is that you are not a pro. If you remember that you are not a pro, it'll help you a ton. And the reason I say that is because this word, even though it looks like it's spelled or it's pronounced another way, this is a U, okay? You are not a pro. And by that I mean that prokaryotic cells is definitely not what you are. You are a eukaryotic cell, as are all animal cells, all plant cells, all fungus cells. But the prokaryotic cells were the ancient cells, or the very early on cells. And these are not the type of cells that make you up. Prokaryotic cells are extremely simplistic. They don't contain any nuclear or membrane-bound organelles. They don't seem to have high levels of organization, whereas the eukaryotic cells do. So if we go ahead and take a look down here at some of the similarities that exist here. I wasn't looking for anything that was going to just blow me away, but I had the picture there of the prokaryotic cells versus the eukaryotic cells. So some of the similarities is that you could have said that both of them contain cell membranes, and both also contain ribosomes, both also contain DNA. And so that's fine for this. And then the differences are, the eukaryotic cells are more complex, and they're also larger. Eukaryotic cells are also larger. So there's a couple differences, and you could have had other things too, because there was plenty of information for you to do that. When you're looking at this this diagram and labeling it, this squiggly stuff that's in here, this is DNA. This outer layer is the cell wall. The inside layer is the cell membrane. Let's see. This is actually pointing to these little dots. And these little dots are ribosomes. And these things that are hanging out the back here, these are called flagella, and they help the cell move around. Alright, let's scroll down here. Next I'm going to ask that you guys go ahead and find the answers to this particular diagram. I'm going to have other kind of diagrams to show you in class, and I'm also going to give you some links to some great websites that will help you with this. But I'll cover that in our next time that I upload a video, and we'll also go over this table and make sure that everybody's good.